Yo, JD here, Tool Limits, and we're at part 3 of my Red Bull career, and we're at China here today, which is a pretty one of my top 4 strong tracks this Silverstone career, career when it was in, and Spa, and actually Suzuka in this game. They're probably my top 4 tracks in the game. This track has been very, very kind to me in the past. I believe in AOL last season, I actually had my biggest win around here. I believe it's about 14-15 seconds. So this track, in the past, I actually got my first league race win around here in 2011 on the Tyrrell Monday League. That was my first big win for me around here. So this track holds a lot of good memories for me around here. I seem to have quite good pace as well, and I'm really, really looking forward to this race. It should be a great race because overtaking is pretty good around here as well with the 2 DRS zones on the straights. And we'll jump into qualifying now, trying to get a bit of space on the track. As you can see, it's pretty ram-packed at the moment, but I also just want to say as well, a massive thank you to the support on my yesterday's video, tribute lap to Jules Bianchi. It was really, really nice to see, and also just on Twitter and just looking at everyone else's videos that people did, it was just really, really nice that the community just came together collectively. And I knew everyone in the community was like that anyway, but seeing everyone being so positive together, it was just really a really nice thing to see. But moving back to the video itself, this lap here is probably my best lap I've done of the season so far. It was pretty almost flawless lap for me really at the moment. It was a really, really nice lap, and you'll be able to see why I came after this. But coming into this race, as I said, I was feeling quite confident. I really want to get a podium because I'm tired of finishing in the top 5 or just outside the top 5, and obviously not scoring points that first race. It's crucial that we really do attack at our strongest tracks. We've got to just try and maximise the performance at each of our strongest tracks. And you can see here through the first sector, it's a pretty nice first sector, just doing a little bit of a lift through here, then getting the throttle as early as possible. We want to attack this corner as much as possible. We really want to be full on aggression, but try and hug it as well. I was carrying maximum speed, trying to go slowly and fast out for this next corner, but getting the throttle quite early. And you can see we're fighting the car a little bit here. And you may have noticed from my actual setup, I was actually using 1-1 wing around here, so we're going for an extremely low downforce setup because I thought this car's chassis is pretty good through the corners, so we don't really need to maximise the corner grip that much. And look at this straight, this is probably, I think this is like the second longest straight in F1, or if not the actual longest straight in F1 currently on the calendar, apart from maybe USA. I think USA might be a little bit longer, so this I believe is the second longest straight. So it's crucial that we have straight line speed, and that's something we have been lacking. As we're cutting to the replay camera here, going around the last corner, trying to actually nail this because this can really make or break your lap. Coming across the line, and we'll be able to see what the time is after this, and it felt like a really good lap for me. But moving on to the race now, we'll be able to see the qualifying times. Feeling good coming into this race. It's clear weather as well, as it was completely wet last race. It actually dried up at the end. So dry track around China is thumbs up for me, and we're hoping to have a good race. But going through the qualifying results now, we can see who dropped out, and we'll be able to see where we did come in the end. As soon as it gets onto it, you'll be able to see we actually came 5th. So 5th again, and I think we've actually come 5th every single qualifying session this season so far. So at least we're consistent. I was kind of disappointed because I felt that lap was actually pretty good, but the AI seemed to have definitely stepped up a little bit towards the end of the qualifying session because I tried quite early. But we managed to get an okay start. You will seem to lose a place on the first few meters spot us, but you can see here we're just going to hold it round the outside of the arm. We've gone down. We've actually gone into 4th place. So we actually got past Vettel, I believe, as well, with Raikkonen in front of us. And that is a great start from us, and we just got to try and keep it together now. Go in second gear, try and get a late apex, try and look after the tyres and fuel. And the tyre wear is pretty bad around here from doing the practice session. It was quite heavy on your tyres, so trying to minimise the traction as much as possible. But of course you want to keep up the speed, and this reminds me of my AOR race in 2013. It was pretty much like that as well. You really needed to keep your tyres in check. And on that day, I did not make the right strategy call. I actually went too long, which pretty much just threw away any chance of having a win on that day. But we've got to try and learn our lessons from in league racing in the past. But try and do a similar result as we did last season at AOR, where it's just keeping your consistency, just maintaining your head, just not losing your focus. and try and put in those good laps in when it counts, and then try and break away, trying to break out of that dirty air off the car behind. As soon as you do that, and all you have to do is just keep it together, and that's what worked for me last season. I feel this season's actually going to be, or this is going to be actually a little bit more intense, to be honest, because we're actually behind cars at the moment. So finishing the first lap in 4th place behind Raikkonen, you can see here straight on speed is not that bad. So our setup is definitely seems to be working. You can see here going to lap 2 now. Look how quick, or look how close the top 4 cars are. It's reasonably close at the moment. So it's just a slipstream fest at the moment. And we're coming on to the straight on lap 2, and we're quite close behind Raikkonen. So we'll be able to see what our straight line speed is. We're hoping it should be reasonably good, going up to 8th gear now. And we haven't got DRS this lap because you get DRS after lap 3. And you can see here, it's quite good straight line speed, but we're not really trying to overcook the engine, because you may notice in that qualifying session I actually didn't put it on rich until just 2 of the straights, because something I've actually come across now in this game is that if you actually leave it on rich for a full lap, you actually go a lot slower than what we would do if you actually left it in standard, because the engine is actually overheating, and that is making a loss in the power. So actually put it into rich maybe when you on the proper main straight is beneficial, but apart from that, you really do not want to be using rich. Like, sometimes it's actually better to just stay in standard the whole lap. You actually get as much speed and you pick up more acceleration speed. But you can see here we're getting quite close to Raikkonen on that previous lap. We've got DRS lap, but we're not going to take a risky move down the inside, because the AI is quite aggressive. And plus as well, we're sticking with the Mercedes quite nicely, so we don't really want to break that chain. So my thinking here was just use Raikkonen to just keep me within the game, or within striking distance of the Mercedes, because I really don't want to just get a podium. I want to try and win the race. I want to get as many points as possible. We can see here through the dirty air Raikkonen, we've actually gone out wide, and that's cost us a little bit of time. And you can see the Mercedes are now two battling as well. So Hamilton and Rosberg going to wheel, and one of them actually backs off the inside. I believe that's Rosberg has actually gone into the lead of the race with Raikkonen and myself. You can see here we're not actually that far behind, but now on lap 5, this is a really crucial opportunity. It should be an easy pass down Raikkonen into this hairpin, and you can see Mercedes are not too far away. So lap 5, they're not too far away at all. So we're going to see a bit of a replay of that. It's just a simple move, just having a line on the inside, making sure you can't do the comeback, and you can see we've got a nice exit coming up there as well. So our car is feeling like in pretty good condition, and we're nailing those apexes at the moment. But Raikkonen's going to have DRS on us, but it doesn't look like he's going to be too close. So we're about 3 seconds or something behind Hamilton, with Rosberg in the lead as well. But we can see here we've actually gone a little bit out wide. Raikkonen's thinking about going down inside, almost contacting the wheels there. But we managed to just keep ahead of him. And now we've just got to go in the league race kind of mindset, really do what I thought I'm good at, is in being consistency. But we can't really at the moment because we're defending from Raikkonen. But we've got to try and keep it on the track, on the racing line. But Raikkonen's got a little bit of a switch back on us, but we're not going to give up. We're going to try and hold it down the inside. But it looks like he's just got the cut back on us. But we're actually going to go into the pits, because I can tell you now, my tyres were starting to feel pretty worn at this point, and I'm not sure if it's the AI I've got more tyre wear, or we're just pushing a little bit too much in that dirty air. But our tyres, we just could not keep it together at the moment. So going for definitely a different strategy according to the AI. It looks like it's going to be a free stop strategy, which is similar to what it was in 2013, I believe. So free stop strategy. So we really got to make the most of it. And you can see we're cold tyres at the moment is really quite difficult coming out of the pits. But it's absolutely crucial. If you're going for that strategy, we go for the one extra stop. You really got to get past quickly, as we get past Alonso, I believe, pretty swiftly there. So that's what I mean. You really got to not be held up by people. As soon as you get held up by someone, that is your strategy just completely just blown out of the water. You need to really consistently just put in those lap times and get past people as quick as possible, because we're going beside our sister Toro Rosso team down the inside Saints, which is a fairly simple pass. I didn't really expect him to battle it too much coming into the corner. But coming on to lap 9 now, we'll be able to see, I believe this is when a few people are now starting to pit, and that is that in front of us, and that is still Kvyat in front of us actually, as we got past him there quite nicely. So our teammate moving out of the way for us, pretty nice easy move. And you can see that's Rosberg in front of us, so I believe he's actually come out of the pits on this lap as well. And this is crucial. We need to maximise this as soon as he's on cold tires. We need to go. And we're going down the inside of both of them. We've gone through the Mercedes and the Sauber, which I remember at the time was not really something I was trying to look for. I was just trying to get past Rosberg. But we've managed to do 2 in 1. And you can see here, just making sure Sauber had nowhere to go. Nice clean racing, not making any contact. And that's because Rosberg was on cold tyres. So we have now effectively got to leave this race, because I believe Hamilton's pitted a lap later than Rosberg. And you can see Rosberg is right behind us, and we've got a nice lead. Look at Hamilton come onto the straight. He's quite a way behind. So it's myself and Rosberg actually to lead, and we're actually winning the race at the moment. So this is a really good performance at the moment. The strategies definitely seem to be paying off. But Rosberg, it looks like if him staying those 2 laps later than us, it looks like he could possibly do that. Strategies, we're coming under attack now from the outside of him. So you've got to make sure just hold the line in the apex, just slow it down in the apex, make sure you get a really good exit on the traction. And we managed to stay ahead of him for now, and we're still with the lead of the race with Hamilton in third, who's quite a distance behind. So if we can just try and keep this pace up, because we're feeling pretty good, and try and stay ahead of Mercedes. But as I say that, we're coming under attack again, so go defend the inside, try and force Rosberg to go around the outside, so just try and hold it, leave him a bit of room. But he's actually gone round the outside of us, so fair play to Rosberg, the AI. They've actually managed to hold it round the outside of us, and that looks like just those fresher tyres, and obviously that pure car performance, which is just solid, just better than us. He's just held it around the outside, so a great move from him. But we're not going to give up just yet. I was so desperate to just try and win this race, just trying to do the absolute best I can. So we're going to go down the inside of him again, just poke our nose in there, just try and make him a little bit nervous on the apex. But he's left us a bit of room as well, trying to hold it around the outside, because the traction on our car seems to be pretty good, but we can't hold it there. And we're not close enough going to next corner. You can see here now, lap 11, he's making a little bit of a gap, but we're still in DRS, and Hamilton is closing in slowly but surely, but we've still got a reasonable gap. You can see here we are on the DRS, but we are nowhere near Rosberg. He's definitely just pulling away with that car performance, and we're making a little bit of a mistake now, so we're pushing quite hard to try and stay Rosberg, which, to be fair, we're staying with him relatively okay. But you can see now, lap 12, look at the gap. It is definitely opened up, and our option tyres only seem to be last about 6 to 7 laps at the moment, and Hamilton is almost right behind us now. So we're just going to pit, we're going to try and get the undercut on Rosberg and just try and stay out ahead of Hamilton. So we're just going to go into the pits now as they continue. As I believe Raikkonen's actually overtaken Hamilton, I think that is. So coming into the pits for a second stop, and it's clearly going to be a free-stop race. And we're going to go on option tyres again just to get that undercut, just because the undercut around here is just so powerful, as it was in league racing. I remember in AOR it was about 6 seconds or something at times if their tyres are warm, but with their tyres being quite fresh still, we shouldn't have too much of an undercut. But we couldn't stay out another lap, because if we were going to lose track position and they pitted again in front of us, that would pretty much be game over. But now, as I said, we really need to get through people as quick as possible. You can see the blue flags there, so Alonso, I believe, letting us pass quite nicely. And now we're into 6th place, and we've got Bottas in front of us, who's quite a way ahead of us. So we've got to make sure we've got clear road now. And again, this is absolutely essential that we maximise it on this clear road, trying to make the most of it as much as possible. As our pace seems to be relatively quite good at the moment, as some people are now coming out of the pits, and it's Rosberg. As you can see, he's come out of the pits, and you can see there now he's very slow on those cold tyres. And the AI seems to be taking quite a lot of time to pick up the speed. And you can see we're actually just pushing him around these corners at the moment. So we can see this is an opportunity. We have to go down the inside here now. So we're going down the inside. I believe he's on primes as well. So that could be him to the end of the race, because there's only 12 laps left. And we've got ahead of him for now. So it's absolutely crucial that we do it. And you can see here, he's not really putting up too much of a fight. Just letting us go through there. Just take it nice and easy. But now we come on to the end of lap 16, and Rosberg is right behind us now, so we're not going to battle him. We don't want to lose any more time than we need to. Try and get a slipstream again, but we're going to battle it. It's zigzagging down the straight here. We're not going to try and give up position lightly. Try and go around the outside of him, and let's see if we can make it stick, as I believe someone else did it on in the race earlier, which was Raikkonen. And you can see from Rosberg's view, he's defending down the inside. Fair play to AI there. And we're just going to outbrake him around the outside, just carry that momentum through the camber of the corner, and we get a slingshot effect as we do at Canada. I believe my league race last season, that corner I was saying, and we get a slingshot effect to come out of here. But Rosberg should be able to get past us again, but we're just going to defend that inside. It doesn't look like he's got a massive straight line speed advantage. As I said, that 1-1 wing is really really benefiting us around here. If we use 2-1 or 3-1, yeah, we could have made a little bit more time in the corners, but that would just, it'd be like using a parachute down the straight. So we needed that 1-1 wing, and I felt confident around here to hold it through the corners. And at the moment, we're technically in the net race lead of the race, but I have a feeling at this point in the strategy that the AI is actually going to be doing one less stop on me. So we've really got to hold him up as much as possible. So we're coming up to Bottas now, and that gap has come down quite a lot per lap. He's on the older side. So you can see myself and Rosberg are right up behind him. So this could be a crucial thing. We need to get past him as quick as possible. What Rosberg is going to get DRS and me as well, as we're going to the inside of him now, coming off that long right-hander. And we've got to get in the situation as Rosberg's thinking about actually overtaking as well. So it's free coming down this straight, and you can see from Bottas' car there, he's got a huge straight line speed, not even alongside him in a DRS. We've gone down there, we've got to try and nail that apex, try and get as good traction as possible coming. But Bottas is right alongside us, so we've got to hold it down inside, try and give him the racing room. And he's actually gone into the pits now as well, so that has compromised our exit quite badly. And we haven't got DRS because we were ahead of Bottas, and Rosberg has just gone straight ahead of us. So we're looking at a replay of it here. Had to give him racing room on the outside, so that meant Rosberg, as you can see there, he just got a much better exit. And obviously if that Mercedes power just cruises past us. But again, we're not going to give up. We're going to try and fight him for the lead again. So we're going to go down its inside, and we can see now our tyres are definitely starting to go off. We've done about 6 laps now on these tyres, so it's getting to that stage, and you can see here the traction he's got. We're not going to have an opportunity to go down that inside. So skipping towards the end of the lap, and you can see the gap that is now coming out between myself and Rosberg. Rosberg is clearly comfortably in the lead, and it looks like Hamilton's still not near us, or Ferrari in sight, which is Raikkonen actually behind us, as we're now going to go into the pits at the end of lap 18, and we're going to go on the prime tyres to the end. And I was just praying that the AI was going to pit, because otherwise we're going to have to be really chasing people down quite quickly. And the AI, Raikkonen and Hamilton, and obviously Rosberg, I think is pretty much out of the question for the win. So it's kind of damaged limitation now. We just could not go far enough on that first stint. We needed to really just push it a little bit more. Just those extra couple of laps really could have made a difference. As we're now coming up behind Vettel now, who's on older tyres than us, and he's not had a good race this race. So should be a relatively easy move, as he would just do a nice little move down the inside of him there. Looks like his tyres have really just gone away from him. And now the next car ahead of us is actually Felipe Massa, with a little train in front of us. I'm not sure if Hamilton or Raikkonen was in that train. We'll be able to see soon. It could be a few back markers that back markers that are coming up as well. So if they can hold them up as much as possible, that would be absolutely great for us. But we're able to see the gap. It's about 2 or so seconds, so 2.3 seconds to Massa. So with 8 laps to go, I was feeling quite confident. But you can see Rosberg here, the lead that he's got doesn't seem to be challenged by absolutely anyone at the moment. He's just driving a very comfortable race, as we're now closing up Massa. So 3 laps later, it's going to about 1 or so seconds down. Coming down straight, we can see we've got on the DRS of Massa now, and be able to see, but that Williams straight line speed is, you can see it, we're not even really gaining on the straight line speed. So it's just through the corners that we seem to be gaining, as we're outbraking ourselves a little bit there through the dirty air, and the DRS just misanticipating that corner a little bit. But you can see, moving on to the next lap, we are right behind him now, so really pestering him, and we really want to just try and get past as quick as possible, because if there's an opportunity to try and get a Ferrari or any other car in front, then that's what we want, because I desperately wanted a podium around here. But we're on DRS now, and this should be quite an easy pass, so we get the straight line speed advantage. Down the inside, just try and nail the apex as we do. Try not to let him do the cutback, but it looks like his tyres are slowly starting to go off as well. And you can see here it was quite a simple pass, and he didn't really try and fight us too much. But you can see here the traction we got was definitely a bit better. But he's sticking with us. Skip on to the next lap now. Looks like our prime tyres are now actually starting to go off as well, as we're coming on to the last lap now. I believe we're coming past the back marker. He's actually let us through, and see Massa is sticking with us quite a lot, but it looks like he's actually been held up behind the back markers. That is us securing pretty much 4th place in this race. And let's see who won the race. It was quite interesting. I was expecting it to be Rosberg. It's actually Lewis Hamilton who's actually won this race, which I was very surprised with. So moving on board of Lewis Hamilton you can see here, look at the gap he's got, and I was so surprised. And it's a Ferrari. It's like, and Rosberg's actually pitted on the last lap, so I don't know what he was doing now. I don't know if he had a mechanical fault or something, or the AI just being ridiculous, but he's actually pitted and just thrown away his win. And we've come across the line in 4th place, of Massa still come out quite close behind us. And in fact, the race, I was pretty, I was happy if it was a good replace. We were improving each race, and that's what you want to do. You always want to try and improve on at least something on each race. And Lewis Hamilton taking the win. Rosberg still coming in second, going through the pit lane. He only just got second, with Raikkonen doing a good result in third and us in 4th. So that's good points for the championship. As I said, improving each race. I'm kind of annoyed because I believe we could have even got second in that race. If we stuck in that strategy, just pushed it at the start, you possibly could have got second, but then our tyres really could have dropped off quite badly, so it could have even been worse. But I guess we'll never know. We still have to improve the next race, which I believe is Bahrain, which is a nice track for me once again. And looking at the points in the championship, once we move on to them, I believe we're securing, well, we've got quite a few decent points now. So we've got 12 points from that race, and then once we do go over to the leaderboard, we'll be able to see now we are in 7th place in the championship. So our target is top 5. We're not too far away from that, so. But it's obviously very difficult being the Ferrari and the Williams in front, being very good cars. It's going to be very difficult. But as always, I really hope you enjoyed the race, and let me know what you thought of it if you liked it. Don't forget to leave a like on the video. Any comments I'll respond to in the comments section. Moving on to Bahrain, which should be a very good race for me. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time. Cheers.